All right. This is Paul here at Freight Connect. Once again, I keep saying it. I need to get better lighting in here. And I wonder, I don't think that will help, but maybe. It's just not long enough. All right. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, we're back. It is cold. I don't think that's any surprise to some people. I do talk to people who are on the coast and they are not, meaning like the West Coast or even Florida, and they are doing just fine. Like nothing has happened, which is good to talk to them because it gets my mind off of the cold. Today, I was going to go out. I was going to brave the temps. I did go out and run one time. I did a run in 12 degree weather. It did not bother me that much. It was cold. I just didn't think about it. It is 17. I knew it was going to get around 12 or so today, so I figured why not. But the day I just got long in the day, and I just now get finished up some things. Still have some other things to do, but I was going to try to get out and run, and saw that it was 17 degrees. But I heard the wind, and the wind really made me change my mind. Didn't take long. I decided that was not the best thing to do. It sounded like it picked up a bunch of boxes and just threw it up against the wall. And I don't think that that's going to be a smart thing for me to do. So I know I said I need to figure out an in-house routine. Well, I just working. I just got really involved and it's been pretty intense all day. And you have to make time. You really do. You have to make time for things that you believe are important, and I think that we do, but we have to make time for those things that are important, but we don't take time to do them. And I think one of them is health, taking care of our health, being in a truck. I don't know what that's like. I was at a truck stop during Thanksgiving. I had stopped there to pick up something, but it was closed, and it was like 2 in the afternoon, I think 2, 3, something like that, and they were closed. But I circled around and I just watched the trucks that were there. There's only a few, and then a couple more came. They got out of the truck and they were going to go into the truck stop, into the convenient area, and I told them they're closed. They were surprised they were closed and pretty upset. One of them was very upset, and it didn't make sense that they were closed. And they said that, there was another truck stop down the way that would be open. And I guess my point is, I really lost my point. The point, so as far as, doing the things that are really important to you, I don't know how they connect. They connect some kind of way with the truck stop and what I was going to say. And I don't know what that was. But at any rate, doing things that are important to you, you have to make time. You just have to, even if it's a little bit of time, but you just have to make time. And I am very, I'm bad at that. So that is one of the things that I could work on. If I made a New Year's resolution, that would be one that would be a good one for me. But since I don't do that, it's just something I need to work on. So I need to make time for those things, people, and what have you that are important. And I'll make the time for work, but I got to make time for other things. So getting out, doing that run, even if I do it just for for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I need to do that. I need to be consistent in that. And I have been, but here lately, when the weather hit, no excuse, but when this cold weather hit, it's easy to put you in a position where you don't want to do anything. So I just been focusing on working, and I hope to get out, but I hope to do this home routine here shortly. As far as work goes, a couple of things. We have been working to develop this program, and I'm very excited. I've got a meeting with a factoring company tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some things. We'll see where that goes. but we are working on some things that I think should be of huge benefit in the industry. And for those small carriers, more in particular, those that are 1 to 36 months in the business. But even if you've been in the business longer than that, that's okay. I'll just throw this out there. There's something that I call the survival mode, right? Everyone that gets into the business, I think, starts off in the survival mode. And that's because it's new. There's a lot of things that you did not know, don't know, thought you knew, and you come to find out that it's not exactly what you thought it was. And so therefore, you go into this mode where you're in it and now you have to figure it out. Sometimes we get backed up against the wall, and you know how we scrap to get away from that, get out of the corner, and we can end up in that cycle. We can end up in a cycle where we're just trying to figure it out. We've got our backs up against the wall at times, and it's just how do I get away from this wall? And so we end up in this survival mode and trying to get to the growth stage. And that's where we are focused on actually being able to make some moves within our company, be able to make decisions that are going to guide our business in the direction that we want to go. There's a reason why we got into this business, and we might as well enjoy what we do, right? But I think that here at the beginning, when people get started, there is where they need some support, some guidance, and that's what we're working to do. But again, even if it's beyond 36 months, that's okay, because there's always, if you're in it and you're in it past 36 months and you still feel like, you might be struggling on some things, or you're trying to figure out certain things, it doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out, but definitely you want to be able to figure out some things that are going to help you get into that growth stage. Okay. And so that's what we are working on, and I'm feeling really good about it. I like a lot of things that are happening, a lot of new things that I'm learning. As I say, I learn new things every day. I learned something new today. I even learned something that I didn't even know that I knew, or at least I didn't realize that I was doing some things that I shouldn't be doing. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that I've been so focused and just had my head down and just working that I've been doing some pretty good things, and didn't realize, how beneficial they can be to others. So, at any rate, and that's kind of talking cryptic, but I am really excited for that. Now, also, I heard today, was just listening to some news. Sean Duffy, head of DOT, he's battling California. I didn't get too deep into it, but something about domicile. I guess there are a lot of people in California that are, like coming in from Canada. If you don't have a home location, you've got to go back. You can come in, make a delivery, and then you can get a pickup, and then take it right back to wherever you came from, if it's Canada or if it's Mexico. But you can't stay in the United States and go point to point and hustle around and make money. And that is a part of, I believe, the NAFTA agreement. But I think that's what he's fighting. I'm not sure. You can let me know and tell me. But I think that there's some issues there that are happening, and something that's going on with the CDL. Excuse me, that they were issued improperly. And so there's some problems with that. And so he is threatening to withhold funding that could impact a lot of people out there in California, a lot of CDL drivers, meaning that if you go up for renewal, that might be an issue. There might be a challenge. There might be, for any other things that you might need support in, there may be a problem because there won't be any funding for that. And that is his threat. I would imagine it would not get to that point, but and I think there's been something going on for a long time. Maybe they were supposed to clean this up for a while, and they, meaning California, and that's why he's upset, and it's in the news. And so therefore, there's that going on. And they say, like, I guess there's what, 700,000 plus drivers out there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens on that. I just have to follow it. I have to really get into it. I don't really know what's going on there. But other than that, so there's a little bit of news, but I didn't get out and run. Did do a lot of work. I'm excited about it. I don't know why I keep talking about it. I probably should show you guys at some point, but I guess I will at some point. Any rate, that's it. That's all I've got. I just want to come on here and say that it is still code. You can go to poweroutage.com and you can see the power outages throughout. Actually, if you go to .com, you're going to see power outages for other countries. You'll be able to see it for other countries. Canada, whatever else. I don't know if it's all countries, but it'll show you where there are power outages in other countries. It'll show you definitely here in the United States. I think you can select that option, but you can go to poweroutage.us and it will show you the map of the US and where they're having power outages. We didn't have any issues here. I hope that you guys didn't have any issues wherever you are at. But if you did, I hope that you're safe and hopefully electricity came back on. See, I don't have that. I was going to pull. I think I do have it up here. Yep, I do. Yep. Man, Mississippi is still out. They've got 144,000 out. That's almost 10% of the customers that are served, which is 1.461 million. But 144,000 without service because they didn't have service last night. It was, or early this morning. It was like 2 in the morning when I checked, 2:15, and man, we're 8 o'clock. Man, let me see if that one county had 800 people. 800, yeah, they're still out. Wow. Benton County in Mississippi. I think that's the one I looked at because it was pretty small. But wow. Any rate, yeah, you've got one that has 1,200, a county that has 1,200, and all of them are out. 99.67% are out of electricity. Wow, that's unfortunate. Let's see. Who else is out? Tennessee is out. There's 195 customers, about 195,500, I'm sorry, about 5.6% that are out. Georgia, 15,800. That's 0.3. Oh, that's 5 million. Okay. So that's not even 1%, but still, yeah, you hate to see that. And then if you take a map and then you look at the temperatures, see what's going on there, that makes it even worse. Louisiana has 101, over 101,000 out. That's 4%. Arkansas only 100, and I say only, but still even one. 114 are out. And then Texas had 59 yesterday, I believe, or early this morning. And now they're at 33,341. South Carolina has 14,000 without electricity. Kentucky, shouts out to Kentucky, 28,700 plus. So it's just that region. Right there in the middle is Alabama. They're holding up strong. They have 886 out, and that's less than 1%. So they're in the middle of all that, and they're doing strong. So anyway, that's it. Anything else? No. Oh, you can view all. Let's see. You can also look at us.com. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's the United Kingdom. You can see that. You can check that out if you're bored, I guess. And then you have Canada power outage, and then you have the European Union. So you can check that out and see if they're ever without electricity. The one thing about it, though, is Canada should never, I'm not going to say they should never be out. I mean, they have resources, but that has nothing to do with power outages. But Europe, they get a lot of their natural resources from Russia, And when the Ukraine war started, there was that threat of not providing or supplying um, the natural resources needed to like the wintertime. They were threatening to hold back during the winter months, and that's just crazy. And I think Germany, Germany is a big reliant on Russian fuel. I would imagine they still are. I would guess. I don't know, but yeah. So, at any rate, so you can go here and you can check and look at the different power outages. All right. Well, that's it. So that's all I have tonight. And I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you guys are safe. I hope that you stay warm. Again, check on a friend, check on a relative, check on someone. And again, put a hand out there if somebody seems to need help in some kind of way. We just do our part because you never know when you might need help, and just do it from your heart regardless. Any rate, outside of all that, you guys have a great evening, and thank you for stopping by. God bless.